So let's start with a little bit of understanding the background of Herbert Mines and your organization. Can one of you tell us a little bit more about the company and then I guess the roles that each of you play in the organization on a day-to-day basis?
Sure. So I'll start off because I've been here longer. I've been here almost 28 years. I bought the firm 28 years ago from Herbert Mines. We're an executive search firm that specializes in senior level consumer-facing businesses. Our history is in retail and fashion wholesale, and we've changed over the past decades into following all kinds of multi-unit consumer-facing businesses. And we do about 100 searches a year. We're a one-office firm, and we have 30 employees. I'm the chairman and the CEO, and Brenda Malloy is the president of the company.
Brenda, tell me about your role and how long you've been there and what you do on a day-to-day basis.
Terrific. Well, again, congratulations. You guys are amazing, and no surprise that you've been in business 25 years. Your focus on, customers satisfaction is just, you're in a league of your own. So kudos.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course. So president of the firm, I've been at Herbert Mines since 2013. So coming up on or a little past 7 years. My background was initially 16 years in retail, 6 years at Accenture in professional services. I've been in search since 2004. And so what I would say about Herbert Mines Associates is we are the kind of hybrid. We're in a league of our own in many ways. Like as Hal said, we do about between 100, 110 searches a year. Our focus is in the C-suite, and it is all about exceeding, customer expectations on a daily basis. So wide multi-unit focus, and to build on what Hal said, diversity is something that we are very passionate about. So if you look at the Fortune 1000, we have placed 4 of the 11 female CEOs. Over the past 5 years, we've averaged anywhere from 41 to 44% diverse placements. So we are definitely at the forefront of our clients and how they're changing. So pleased to chat with you today about this topic.
Yeah. No, thank you for the background. I've worked with you guys for so long, and it's good to you learn something new every day and more about what you guys do. And speaking about being in a league of your own, I think one of the things that this relationship has helped create is you guys hold us to a very high standard and have made us better through the years with a lot of that white glove experience. And if we've come up short in any scenario, I know Hal has always held us accountable, and we really appreciate that because that helps us grow and become better, because if we could serve you guys well, it makes us even better to the rest of our clients. So we certainly appreciate the trust and the partnership through the years, and hope that this continues on for at least another 25 years. So thank you.
The interesting thing, Dan, is that because we're a professional service company like you, we treat you like we would like our clients treat us. So
sure.
I'm always trying to get all of our people to treat our clients with a white glove treatment, and we expect the same from folks like you, from our accounting firms, from our law firms. So I know it may be a little bit tough, but we're on the other side of that all the time.
Yeah, no, it makes us better, and thank you for that, and we appreciate that for sure. Okay, let's move on a little bit. I guess obviously everyone has been talking about COVID and the coronavirus for the last 3 to 4 months. Tell us about your story. I know obviously we've played a huge part when it comes to technology, but tell us, how did it impact your business? What did you guys have to change and do from that point on? And I guess, what do you see in the future as well?
Brenda?
Absolutely. So what we saw was an unbelievable first quarter where on March 10th, the world changed dramatically. And I think we said, we're going to come out of this stronger, more agile, more flexible. And what do we need to do on that front? We're going to be steeped in reality. We're going to be decisive. And we want Herbert Mines to thrive when we come out of this. And we knew we were going to come out of it. We wanted our employees to have some sort of employment. We knew that we were probably going to have to take some of the days down for a while as we navigated the workflow. And we wanted people to have benefits. I mean, that was really important to us. We have many long tenured employees. And with pleasure, we have been able to add back a day. So Hal and I obviously went to 0, being leaders of the firm. We took the rest of the firm down to 3 days a week. People appreciated the approach. We've been transparent, we've communicated, and they've been on the ride with us. And we shared why we're doing this and how we're going to look at it differently. 10 days ago, we took people back to 4 days a week. And it's all about what's happening. Our focus, in terms of omni-channel retail, digital tech, multi-unit consumer has just been devastated. But we stayed close to our clients. And I would say another big milestone 10 days in was Lloyd Group, where we said, what do we need to do to get on the cloud? What do we need to do to enable? We don't know how long this is going to go on. The world is going to be very different, and we want to be at the forefront of that and be, again, agile, flexible, stronger, responsive. And hats off to you guys responding immediately within, here's kind of what we want to do. You guys came back really quickly and exceeded our expectations of getting us on the cloud. So thank you to you for responding to that. So we, in short, we were severely impacted. We feel very optimistic that we'll come out of this better than the last kind of 2009, world we all had to deal with. And this is obviously far more serious than that, but we're feeling very optimistic about coming out of it and having options, in terms of what you guys have enabled us to do, which is do our work and be productive. So thank you.
On the technology front, we've been able to move everyone, all of our 28 employees to their homes. And through the various devices that we're using. In terms of our work product, we're able to do almost everything we were doing before.
Okay. Well, that's great feedback again. And once again, thank you for you guys trusting us in, when you came to us and said, hey, we want to move to the cloud, or what it would take or what it would look like to make that migration. I think it was a great collaborative effort amongst the Herbert Mines folks, Lloyd internally, and I think that's one of the things that we've learned as a company is, even though we're not in the office anymore and we're all kind of dispersed, and you mentioned Jackie, our project manager, is in Ireland, we were able to really just come together, put an action plan together, a budget, and we made the investment, and it looks like it's working, and it's going to set you up for the future. So obviously, sticking to COVID and everything that happened outside of work, what are the two of you doing to kind of keep your sanity and try to do things outside of the day-to-day work environment?
Well, we came down to Florida on the 17th of March. We've been down here. We have a home down here. We've been down here since then. So we're actually only now becoming a visible hotspot in southern Florida, but so far we've been able to be outside a lot. We're very careful about what we're doing in terms of outside of our neighborhood, but we've been able to have a decent life. We ride our bikes in the morning. We're able to do outside activities. We have a small office that Brenda goes to that's down the street, which is basically she's all by herself, so it's safe. And I think we're doing fine. I think communicating with our people is important. We're doing a lot of that. I'm talking to Danny, our Danny, our CFO, regularly, and our clients, and so it's been okay. Brenda?
Yeah, I would say just tons of exercise and connecting with people, cooking and doing a lot of things that, working in New York 24/7, you don't get time to do. So I think really, I'd say connecting with people and, finding joy in what we can. I mean, we're going to come through this and we just all have to pull together and be positive. So we have been very fortunate to be down here and not, kind of squirreled away in an apartment in New York. So it's been great just being, outside, seeing nature and, getting exercise. So that definitely keeps both of us sane.
Sure. Yeah, it's been interesting not being in the city, and I'm not that far away for the last 4 months. It's probably the longest period of time in my lifetime since I was, I guess, 15. It's a weird, interesting feeling. But for us, we've been doing company happy hours and end of day cheers kind of daily, where people get on Zoom.
Nice.
A lot of people, whether it's they're with families or they're on their own, it just gives them kind of a little bit of an escape. We've decided that we're going to keep our office it's opening, but we're not requiring anyone to go back anytime soon or at all if they don't feel comfortable. And then the same thing with any project related work where we need to go on site. We're going to, strategically plan around that, because there's so many unknowns at this point. But it's an interesting year that we've been a part of. It's halfway over, if you can believe it, and who knows what the second half of this year is going to look like. But it seems like all things are pointing in the positive direction for you guys. So that's great to hear.
Yeah.
All right. The last one, I guess, is our Lloydian partnership. So I went back in September. I think we'll be 7 years working together. So that's been quite some time, and I'm trying to remember, because I've been in this role, probably it'll be close to 6 years around this time. So I was on our service desk prior to that, so I've always worked with you guys. But I'm trying to remember how the story started, how we got partnered up, and I'm thinking it was through an acquisition that we did, if I remember correctly, but I could be mistaken. And Hal, I don't know if you remember how
we had a small company handling our being our technology outfit for some years, and I just didn't feel we were getting the customer service, the level of customer service or the intellectual level that we needed. So I asked Danny to search for another service provider, and actually there were 3 companies that we interviewed, and I think you might have been referred to Danny through one of his friends from the train or from his community in New Rochelle. And so we interviewed you guys, and it was, I can remember being in the conference room, and I think you might have been there at that first meeting. I know that your CEO was there and another woman, and it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And, we got the proposal, and we've been hired as a professional service. We get hired 100 times a year.
Right.
So, and I've been doing this for 40 years, so I've been hired 4,000 times. So I just decided, well, I'm going to go with, we got some references, we made the decision, and we negotiated a fair fee, and I only expected that it would work out. So I never looked back and never thought about changing, and here we are, 7 years later.
Got it. Yeah, that's a great story. And I think it might have been Mary that was part of that, and I think Rich was our sales team back in the day. So 7 years kind of flew by, and we've obviously learned a lot and accomplished a lot through the years. So that's great to have you part of our story.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome. And I think one of the biggest advantages that we all feel in the company, and it's just not just me, is that you guys are nimble, and you can turn on a dime, and you're responsive, and that's the most important thing, because we're a very high urgency company. We look at our watches and not at the calendar. And so if we need something, we ask for it. And I'll tell you, you guys have been able to provide it. And a company can make a lot of mistakes with us, but as long as they get back to us, and as long as they're working hard and trying, that's all we ask for.
Yeah, we're certainly aligned there. For me, being responsive and available, and the nimbleness that you're talking about is critical. You can find people that can fix problems, but if they don't fix it at the right time, then it's not gonna add any value to you. So appreciate the feedback and once again the opportunities through the years. Brenda, I don't know if you wanted to add anything else.
Well, I do. I mean, I've been blown away with every touch point. So every experience I have with a Lloyd employee exceeds expectations. It's 100% positive, customer centric. How can I help you? Solution orientation. I will get back to unbelievable follow through. And so hiring people for a living, I just look at this and I say, how have you guys been able to drive this culture down to the front line in such an effective way? And it is just a joy to work with, you and your team at all levels. It is just, and I know how hard hiring is, and how hard it is to drive culture down to the front line, especially in a dispersed environment. And kudos to you for just exceeding expectations. I mean, there's very few businesses where you can go in there and say at every level, it's an incredible experience. Hillstone Restaurants would be another one where they have a specific hiring profile, and there's incredible consistency against it. So whatever you guys are doing, it's amazing.
Great. No, appreciate that. And once again, being here as long as I have, and also running our service desk, there's obviously been a lot of, successes and then misfires that we've learned through the years, and culture has been the number one thing that drives our hiring. I have a finance degree. We've hired people from the hospitality and restaurant industry, and those are the people that have really been with us for the longest amount of time, 10 plus years, because they understand the people skills, the human aspect of it, rather than, we've hired people that are really smart technology wise, can walk into a server room and fix something, but they won't even stop to say hello. And that's not really what our culture is about. And we've learned through the years, and that's certainly important to us. And then we've also learned through the years partnering with the types of clients like Herbert Mines that value that as well, that relationship and partnership. We don't want to be seen as a vendor. We want to be seen as, a strategic partner to our clients. And I think this one has been, a great story that we've been able to accomplish so many years, and obviously looking towards the future as well. So.